Hi guys, welcome back. In this video I'm going to show a full service, how to do a full service of your bait casting reel. My way, there are many different ways you can do it. In this video I'll show you how I do it, and I hope it serves as a reference for you, especially when you're starting out to open or service your own reels. Okay, let's get started. Before we do, I want to talk about the tools that you may need. You would need a good screwdriver set. This is what I happen to have. This is from Viha, one of the good names. You can get it in Amazon India if you like. So this is pretty good. Try not to use cheap screwdrivers because you can strip some screws or you can break your driver, whatever. So, and you need your choice of grease and oils, whatever that you may have. But if you can search and get fishing reel specific lubricants, I think that's good. Some paint brushes and some oil for your spool bearings and other bearings. Okay, and that's the tools that you would need. And now let's let's take down the reel. We will need Phillips for most part. Phillips 0. Okay, we will start from the handle side, so you will need a 10 mm spanner if you have, or a nut wrench, whatever that you have. 10 mm. I happen to have this, so I'm going to use this. First, let's take out the screws. And some of the screws are of different size, so you may want to keep them in order as you retrieve. Wooden stuff to lift this knob cap, nut cap. It goes there. Then we have our nut itself. So this is a left hand crank reel, so righty loosey. When you turn it on the right side, it will loosen that. Okay. Then we have our handle itself, and you may have something sticking onto that. That's the clicking drag. So leave it as it is. I'm going to keep it away. Be a little careful because you have some springs and clickers. As you can see here, this will pop out if you're not paying attention. Okay, good. This is going to be a long video, as you can expect. There's a washer here, a copper washer, shiny side down. It'll be rough side on the other side, you see. Shiny side down, just for a reference. So I'm going to keep it down, and there will be some more drag washers. There are 2. It should face, it's kind of curved, okay? You should face against each other, so when you tighten this will add more pressure to the drag. I'm going to keep this down. Let's remove the spool. Take that spool away. Now we can unscrew the body screws, and you can also, record when you do this. So if you're confused what goes into where, you can always look back. Okay, and then we have 2 more body screws before it will open up. This is, by the way, dunked in salt water, as told by my friend who sent this to me. I hope there's no corrosion. I hope it's only a matter of lubrication and we should be good. Let's hope for the best. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. I don't see any corrosion. Thank God. Good for him. He doesn't have to hunt for spares. I see they're pretty dry. There's no lubrication. Can you hear? Pretty dry. A good lubrication should fix it. Okay, here let's look at the anti-reverse sleeve. I guess it's all right. Yeah, not bad. The pinion gear. So this is what catches the spool and help it rotate. As you can see, this is the functionality. This is how it rotates the spool. Okay. What material is this? Looks like felt. I don't know. It's pretty brand new, as you can see. It's not burnt out or anything. So I have to degrease all of this. I'm going to get some solvent. So this solvent is from Boca Bearings. It's called Clean Touch. But you can use anything that you may have. You can use naphtha, nothing but your lighter fluid, Zippo lighter fluid. You can get it on Amazon. Or you can use carburetor cleaner, parts cleaner, brake cleaner, whatever it's called. So I'm just going to, there's a little bit of that left over. It's pretty good, not bad. So I'm going to dunk it on that, along with the main gear, drag washer, and the, I think it clutch cog or something like that. That's what activates the thumb bar, of course, pinion gear. So I'm going to leave this for some time to degrease. Maybe leave it overnight. Tomorrow take it off, grease them again, and put them all together. Okay, we'll be right back. Guys, while it's soaking, I'm also going to touch upon the leftover grease on this. You know, before I apply some new grease, I'm degreasing this with my existing solvent. You can choose to take it down to the bones and then build it over, but I don't see any problems to worry about, so I'm not going to do that to save some time. No corrosion noticed anywhere. That's good news, because getting parts in India is a big thing. You don't get them readily. You have to wait at least like 3 to 4 months, or you have to get it from overseas. Okay, I'm also going to do one more thing, which is put the spool bearing in the solvent as well. So that will be on my side plate, one of them, which is here. I have my special tool to remove the spool bearing retainer, which is here. Perfect little tool. This one seemed to be stuck in a groove. Okay, popped out. Okay, let that be here, and then Bearings out. Let's see how free spinning it is. 0 seconds, guys. Should go in there. That's one bearing. And the next one will be under this spool tension knob. Once again, we have the retainer. Tweezer time. I don't like to use a tweezer usually, so anyway, we got both the retainers out. Now let's take the bearing off. 1 second, maybe half second. Don't know if you can see it. Okay. I'm going to pour some more solvent so everything get degreased, and leave it overnight, come back and put them together. See you in a bit. Okay, I think we have waited enough. Let's try to put them together. I'm just going to use this kitchen towels to just wipe them off. Let's first take the things out. So anti-reverse sleeve, a clutch cog, okay, let's we need a little bit of grease. I'm using this Shimano DG13 drag grease, but this one is I'm going to use it everywhere else other than drags. Drags, I'm going to use that reel. This is Ace 0 if you're interested. Okay. Different brush than the one that I used before. Let's get started. Grease in general, less is more. So you don't need a whole lot of grease when it comes to lubricating fishing reels. Just a little bit will go a long way. So that's the idle gear, and also which helps you to spin your level wind. Just a little bit of grease is okay. I will of course grease the entire drive shaft, main shaft as well. Okay, then first we are going to put in this guy, the clutch. So you can see when you rotate, this will trip this one off. We will also grease a little bit on this clutch section. And if you're using this in salt water, if you're using a bait caster on salt water, if you can find some marine quality grease, you may want to apply that, just to prevent corrosion anywhere. You may want to apply it on all the sides, the plastic or the graphite body, just as a safety insurance. Okay, that's enough. Then we are going to add in our drag washer, which I would use a different grease and a different brush as well. This is all I'm going to use. Just a very thin layer, that will do. If you apply more grease on your drag washers, drag power will go down. Just a very thin layer of that. That should do it. Then our main gear. Again, we have a drag washer. I'm going to apply some more drag grease. Very thin layer, that will do. I've said it before, less is more when it comes to lubricating fishing reels. Okay, we are good with this. That'll go into this, and then We will have our drag plate, no need to grease that. Okay. Let's also put the yoke and the pinion gear. Okay, it's that in place. Good. We will grease the main gear and the pinion gear in a bit. And we will need our yoke springs. I think they're inside. We'll come to that. First, let's start greasing the main gear and the pinion gear. Then we're going to need the yoke springs. I'm taking the spool bearings also out. We will test them. They should be better than before. They were badly spinning when we opened it up. Place the yoke springs and just grease them just a little bit. Okay. Anti-reverse sleeve. We don't have to grease it, just a little bit anyway. Okay. It's fine. Spins better than before without that grinding noise. Now I'm going to screw one of the body screws, so keep it in place. The other one is here. Okay, it's good. Alright, the next thing I want to do is check the spool bearings. Okay, wow, they're spinning a lot better. I'll just add a touch of oil after installing them. We still got the degreaser inside. Yeah, they're spinning better. I'm going to put the bell wheel springs and basically put them back in order and get the handle side ready before I install the spool bearings on the spool. I've already applied the grease on the main shaft. Just a little bit can help. Let's try the bearing, spool bearing. Oh, it's here. Retainer clip. You can close this. Let's try the spool. The leader is kind of without the leader, I think it'll spin better. can adjust the spool tension. Pretty good. Okay, just want to add very tiny bit of oil for the bearings. Don't want to be like totally dry. Also want to just clean any oil from the spool shaft. Okay, and the oil I'm going to use, let me see, I will use the Boca bearing high speed oil. It's very thin oil, good for spool bearings. Okay, one side is done. The other side is under the spool tension knob. Here, just another half. Tighten it until there is no play, side to side play on the spool. And if you're a beginner, you may want to keep it slightly tighter so you don't run into the bird's nest issue. As you get experienced, you can like take off the brakes and keep the spool tension lower. Okay, I think we're good. Pretty free spinning. I will oil a little bit using the regular Shimano oil which comes in the box in the worm shaft. I don't like to use grease. Some people apply grease, but I like to use a medium oil there. Grease kind of holds the soil or sediment, sand back in it, and I don't like to have sand in the worm gear for obvious reasons. Okay. So overall things are good, just some final checks. There's some play in the handle. I need to tighten it a little bit more, and then we can put the handle nut cap. There's no lateral play. It's pretty good. This reel is impressive for the price. I mean, the internals are good. I have not casted it, so I can't tell you about the casting performance, but pretty solid reel for 7,000 to 8,000 in India. I think this can be a good choice for a first reel if you have the budget. It's pretty good, impressive. It's very solid reel, very rigid. I don't see any flex yet. I want to fish this and see how it performs on the water. I don't think there will be any unpleasant surprise. Seems to be a good reel. You may want to consider this for your first reel, especially for the price. I think it's very good. So that is about it. One last thing I will do is just wipe it off with some dish soap, you know, just to keep the outside clean. There are some scratches already, I see, but nothing Nothing's going to affect the performance, just cosmetic. So thanks for being with me so far, and I'll see you on the next video. If you like, please give me a thumbs up. Any questions, ask me in comments, and subscribe to the channel. Check out my other videos. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Take care.